Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. It's October 24th, Monday. We're in it. The bear market rally is being confirmed today. China stocks crashed. They're at lows, I think, from 2008 or some records from 2008, maybe worst day since then. Absolutely getting wrecked. And SPY is up almost 1.5%. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money looks around. We're going to look at some options and some futures we got going on. Here's our Twitter. You can follow us on at Happy Money YT. We have a Discord server link for that. But both those are in the description. Yeah, we've been anticipating this bear market rally. How high it will go, no one know. But I think it could fill this gap. Today was a big break for me. I've been saying it for quite a while now. To break this would be just give you, that's kind of the trigger for confirmation of the rally. If you don't want to try and dip buy or want to wait for more confirmation. And we broke it today. So that high was 379.46. Sorry about all the lines. I've been doing too much scalping. Today we hit 380.06. Big green candle. Volume actually isn't crazy today. We only have 20 minutes left. Friday's volume was big though. And if you're noticing, the green candles, the volume is larger, which is what you want to see. So see, these two big green days are more volume. So OPEX is done. Trade settle tomorrow for that, so we could see a big move on GME as well. I think this bear rally will help support it, and I think we will probably continue up. This inverse head and shoulders is playing out. Here's a head, here's a shoulder, here's a shoulder. Bullish MACD, green over the 9 moving average. We actually started to show, they were starting to show a bearish divergence here, which wasn't good. We'll see if it plays out. At this point though, it's not, well actually no, it actually just broke today because this is a higher high. Before this was a higher high, this RSI was higher, and that would mean if tomorrow was lower, but anyways, it's not happening. Bearish divergence is broken. Bullish divergence still remains on the daily as well as the weekly. SPY rip rally engaged. And what you do with that is up to you. So it'll come down here a little bit, pretty far from VWAP at this point. GME did some weird stuff today, so I bought more shares and more calls because that's smart. Huge volume spikes here, big rip, big dump. That's all I need to see. This to me is confirmation whenever we see stuff like this. Big volume, big price action. Confirmation that at least some of the DD that I've read, and the million investors probably or more of GME have read, some of it at least is true. And when this happens on zero news, there's something going on. So more shares, more calls on GME. I'll show you guys those in a couple minutes. As far as SPY, I did get, if you remember, I was going long on micro S&P 500 futures, and I had one, I was scaling in, and then I got one on Friday before 5 p.m. when it closes, and then I got one on Sunday on what I thought was a dip, and it was, but then this morning, if you're watching, I think the Chinese market literally is crashing. It's down like 6.5%, I think, or something today. So that definitely scared the SPY in the morning, and futures dropped off, so it came down here. At this point, I had 3 of those micros, and I was kind of just waiting to see what would happen once market opened. Rallied back up to almost break even. Or actually a little positive maybe. At open, we had this dip to one of the supports that I'd already drawn. And let's see, when did I actually get more? No, I just held those 3. Held those 3 all the way through. Actually closed them out here on this engulfing candle. Just because I've been so red on them for, there's just some volatility. I'm bullish, but I was like, you know, I'll just scalp these. Whatever. Sold them out here and was just looking to dip buy. Didn't take the short because I'm bullish in the longer term. Longer term being daily candles. Longer term, I'm definitely very bearish, but I think in the next 3 weeks, month or two, we'll see. I think we could have a pretty epic bear market rally. Anyways, so I was waiting for a dip. Bought one here, one future contract here, just on that doji candle, and at VWAP, which is, that could be a sign of reversal of those candles, and then also being at VWAP. And we're just kind of waiting then to see a breakout really of this high to go more long. So had this candle here, broke this resistance up here, but then broke here, and that's when I went long, and thankfully it wasn't a false breakout. So got 2 more contracts here, and So yeah, thought about scalping and closing them out here, but I feel like each time you open and close, you have to imagine it like a punch card, and you only get so many punches. So trying to time it too much, like every time you get in and out, you're trying to time it, and trying to time the market is extremely difficult. So that's why the longer time frame trading, swing trading, works easier. And yeah, I'm long on it, so I'll let it come down, let it settle, depending on what happens with China and the yen and the yuan and any interventions with those governments and what news comes out with that, as well as earnings coming out tomorrow morning. SPY could still come down, it could come down quite a bit from where it is now. That said, I think we are in definitely a bullish trend to see a pretty epic move, and probably I would imagine it filling this gap up here. So really looking for dip buys on it. I'd probably like to get maybe 2 more of these micro contracts, so maybe get one, kind of time it, more timing than price action, but price action too. We'll see what close happens, but maybe get one in the after hours if it seems like it's kind of hit a low, and then check in the morning. It's not crazy news and it's kind of settled, probably get one in the morning, and then try and ride these things up. GME along with that, again, very peculiar price action today. With this, I think we'll see our big move, at least maybe starting this week on GameStop. It was interesting, GameStop was the only one that I noticed that had that volatility spike. BBY didn't get it, AMC didn't get it. So it definitely is the one true risk, I think, to hedge funds, banks maybe blowing up. Mullen, we've called this one out. This one had a big gap up this morning. It was setting up good, so I didn't really have capital to trade it, but this chart right here is very bull flag-esque and basically held a nice high support from that big rally, and there's a continuation of it from that. And it honestly could keep going. It's a little oversold, but on the daily it still looks good. It's got a lot of room to go. I mean, 60 cents I think is probably next pretty big resistance on Mullen. Yeah, 60 cents, 78 cents probably is back here. Oh, we've got this one over here, 50 cents. Yeah, psychological level. I guess it kind of hit that today, 54 cents. Yeah, we'll see. It might cool off a little bit. We'll see if it kind of fills this gap. The higher support level it holds, oh, that's pretty bullish. So like here, it ripped way up here, and then this support level held up here was pretty good. It didn't come all the way back down to here or to here even. It just held up nicely. So very, very good looking chart there on Mullen. Volume's big today too on there. Snap's kind of rebounding, filling this gap. I actually closed. So with the market being red this morning, I was like, I'm just so bullish on everything. I want to just trim some. So I actually took a loss on my Tesla long, which if I held till now would have been back to break even. Oh well, this was the most bearish looking chart to me, even though I think it probably will rally with the market. Yeah, well, it does have this. Let's see. Yeah, it has this divergence here on the daily. So there are some bullish indicators I see on there, but yeah, it probably will rally. But like I said, I have enough other stuff for the upside. AMD kind of just trading pretty flat today. Netflix, I didn't get back long on it yet. Just wanted to maybe trim some of my positions. I actually closed this on Friday after my video. I forgot to tell you guys. I was up quite a bit on it. I'm like, it's probably not going to gap up, so I'll just close it and then I'll re-enter on Monday. I didn't re-enter today, but we'll see. Maybe I will before close, or maybe I will tomorrow. Yeah, GME. Honestly, the GME chart, like, there's definitely some bullish, like, RSI divergences on here. We've got a bullish MACD, but it's not terribly bullish looking, and it's also at a support, which is good. That means it probably bounced from here. But my bullishness on GME, a lot of it is weighted and has been, like I've said, for weeks. Once SPY started looking like it was, once it started setting up the divergences back here, that's when I started looking long for GME. And so I am kind of using a SPY as a leading indicator, and hopefully it's not GME as a leading indicator and everything's going to come down. But yeah, I think SPY is kind of leading indicator here. GME is very, of course, manipulated. So on a day like today, they don't have to, they don't have obligations. Tomorrow's their obligations for Friday's options expiring in the money. And so I think that's when we'll see the move. Maybe saw a little bit of it today. I don't know what this was, but yeah, I think SPY is the leading indicator right now for GME, and it could be a lot of honestly squeezy stocks. SPY breaking this resistance back here, and a bear market rally right now would be pretty epic. Similar to here, maybe even more aggressive. It'd be cool if it was crazy like this with just huge moves. Let me show you guys what we did today. Here's the futures, and yeah, so I've got 3 right now, and I could have scalped it, but I'm like, I'll just hold and I'll just dip by and keep adding to it. I went long on natural gas, on mini natural gas futures. I didn't actually realize I wasn't really thinking the chart was different for January and December. So I got January, and then I started looking at the chart. I'm like, oh, it doesn't move the same, which makes sense now that I think about it. So I'll probably close this one out, and I will maybe average into this one. There's definitely a natural gas crisis still going on, especially in Europe, and I don't think that's going to be over anytime soon. I guess it could depend somewhat on midterms, but yeah. So this thing, it's sold off a lot from its highs, and even on the chart here, it's kind of hitting a double bottom. It's way oversold on the RSI. We've got this doji, which is also reversal. The uptick on the RSI is bullish reversal sign as well. And then of course today's green daily candle with pretty good volume. So chart looks like a reversal as well. And I think coming into the winter, right now, I guess it's like a somewhat warm fall in Europe. And so I think that's partially why the natty gases continue to come down. But I think it will probably rally before too long. So got some of those futures. These things move pretty crazy, even these little minis. And then on trading, yeah, I cut out Tesla. Oh, picked up TLT call. 20-year treasury is extremely low, and 20-year treasury bond. And Blue Owl actually threw this trade up in Discord, and I just was like, yep, I've been looking to enter that, and it's a good reminder. So I just jumped in with him on it. This thing's way oversold as well. It's at kind of crazy levels, actually. The bond market is just the bond market's right, which I think it probably is. I mean, we're gonna have a crazy market crash, but I do think we're still a bear market rally away from it, at least. And with that, I think the bonds will actually rip. So followed him on that one, the Owl Man. And let's see. Oh yeah, Beto call. I think I mentioned these before. AMD is kind of flat. Kodak call. We'll see it. I'm hoping it has an earnings run up. Thought it probably would. Sundial's kind of melting down, but it should go. Oh yeah, I got more. So remember, I got more calls. Bought more GME 30 November 4 calls. So not a whole lot of time now. That's just 2 Fridays. Yeah, so we'll see. 30 calls on there. Put credit spread still on here, 23.5, 25.5. Still have my protective puts for basically more margin. And yeah. Borrow fee slowly coming down a little bit. Not a crazy amount, very slow. 1 million shares available. Nothing alarming there yet. I didn't even see actually what max pain was this week. Max pain's $25 this week, so I feel like that will probably be up higher by the end of the week, because I think we're probably gonna rip. I don't know if the order didn't get filled or if I forgot, but my short puts on BBY from last Friday, I got assigned because I forgot to roll it or they didn't get filled. So my 9 strike short puts got filled, so now I've got BBY shares at $9, which is fine. If there is a rip, it'll be nice to hold these shares. I'll definitely gain a lot more get a lot more exposure to the upside. Might do cover calls if we get a little bounce, but if it looks like it's going to have a pretty good momentum, I might just let it go and not do cover calls. So got that. And then on the margin account with my short puts on BBY, I was able to roll those. I think I mentioned that in another video, but yeah, I was able to roll those to BBY 8 short puts for January. So that was nice, pulled off capital. And then today, as you see down here, I actually bought more shares of GME. So my short puts on GME expired out of the money, collected the premium, and as well as reduced my capital exposure. And with that extra capital, I was able to buy, I think I got like 500 more shares on here on GME. Just because it was doing weird stuff, and I like when GME does weird stuff and gets kind of sketchy and out of control. And that's what I was seeing today. That's General Motors. That chart looks so much better. There's GME. Okay. Yeah, that's what I got. Shout out to J Hart today. Dude, crazy. Dropping 24 grand on SPY dailies. That's wild. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on Discord. Peace out.